This is 7 National News, and in our top story, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, the Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi and Deputy Supreme Commander of the UAE Armed Forces, received a delegation from JP Morgan headed by Tony Blair and Jamie Dimon, the CEO and Chairman of the board. The delegation is visiting the country to attend the group's annual board meeting in the capital. The Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi welcomed the delegation and discussed with them opportunities for cooperation between the UAE's business sector, JP Morgan and other international financial institutions. He added that the move to hold JP Morgan board meetings in Abu Dhabi reflects the UAE's global position, thanks to its robust economy and attractive investment climate. The JP Morgan board consists of 30 members, including 18 former heads of state and government and former officials of the US administration, who also expressed their pleasure at visiting and holding their meeting in the UAE. The UAE has won a second 3-year term membership of the UN Human Rights Council, which will start from the beginning of 2016 and end in late 2018. According to news agency WAM, the UAE was elected in a secret ballot conducted by the UN General Assembly, where 32 candidate countries from different geographical groups competed for 18 vacant seats. Along with the UAE, Mongolia, Kyrgyzstan and Philippines and South Korea were elected from Asia. Germany, Belgium and Switzerland from Western Europe, Georgia and Slovenia from East Europe, Burundi, Cote d'Ivoire, Togo and Ethiopia from Africa, and Panama, Ecuador and Venezuela from Latin America and the Caribbean. The UAE got 159 votes, the second highest turnout of the total votes by other Asian countries. His Excellency Dr. Anwar bin Mohammed Gargash, the Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, stated that the UAE's role in the Human Rights Council will represent the developing world's aspirations to move forward on human rights, and that the UAE will seek to prove worthy of the international community's trust through more efforts and initiatives to boost the Council's role. With a team of 170 aid workers, Emirates Red Crescent has announced that they have provided assistance to over 600,000 Yemenis, which includes over 91,000 families. According to the news agency WAM, the authority has distributed 77,987 tons of food packages to poor families in the Governorate of Aden, while citizens in Bab al-Mandab received 7,500 food packages. In the Governorate of Shabwa, the ERC relief team delivered food supplies to 5,000 families and 1,500 food packages to families in Abyan city. As per the statistics announced, ERC has sent 9 aid ships to Yemen before the liberation of Aden and 3 others afterwards. The 9 ships were loaded with 18,322 tons of food items, equipment and machines for maintenance and reconstruction of public facilities in the Governorate of Aden. The total value of the dispatched relief assistance stood at 63 million dirhams. Furthermore, trade and economic projects being implemented by the ERC for the benefit of the families of martyrs in Aden stood at 74,000 dirhams, while the total budget for health projects in Aden has been estimated at 48.5 million dirhams. The advisor to the ruler of Dubai for the Mohammed bin Rashid Humanitarian and Cultural Affairs Establishment and Deputy Chairman of the Board of Trustees of the establishment was quoted in news agency WAM as saying that 2 shipments carrying 2,464 tons of in-kind assistance has been dispatched to friendly countries in order to help those in dire need of assistance. The advisor highlighted that the humanitarian cargo reflects UAE's charitable attitude toward those in need around the world. The establishment thanked all their strategic partners for the donations, which had helped the many around the world. The UAE Ministry of Health has launched a measles control initiative for children aged 1 to 18, which will run from the 1st of November to the 26th of November at all health centres across the UAE and through mobile immunisation teams at schools. The immunisation campaign is being rolled out to boost community immunity against measles, which has been recommended through the World Health Organization. The ministry will run the initiative in collaboration with Health Authority Abu Dhabi and the Dubai Health Authority, which will see a free measles, mumps and rubella vaccination to all citizens and residents aged 1 to 18. According to reports, the free booster will be administered regardless of whether or not an individual has previously been given the MMR vaccine. Dr. Hussein Abdurrahman Arrand, the Assistant Undersecretary for Centres and Health Clinics at the Ministry, said that their ultimate goal is to strengthen the local health sector in accordance with the highest international standards, and that one of the Ministry's priorities is to boost the community's immunity against infectious diseases, especially the young ones. Injuries sustained as a result of accidents are the leading cause of death for people aged 18 or below. That's according to the Health Authority Abu Dhabi. A nationwide child safety campaign has been launched in the UAE with the aim of equipping parents and youngsters with the right set of skills to prevent injuries. The initiative, launched by Emirati volunteers of Emirates Foundation, comes as studies suggest that an increased number of children are dying as a result of injuries suffered through accidents while playing or performing other activities. The Chief Programs Officer at Emirates Foundation, Maitha Al-Habsi, was quoted as saying that the campaign is designed to safeguard UAE children through a comprehensive program of awareness and training activities on the measures, processes and good practices for injury prevention and management. As part of the initiative, the Foundation plans to train 3,000 children as well as 3,000 parents, guardians and caretakers, with events taking place across the country. It was highlighted that the campaign is youth-driven, targeting those from 18 and below. The Roads and Transport Authority is all set to launch the 6th edition of Public Transport Day initiative on the 1st of November, coinciding with its 10th year anniversary on Sunday. The Director General and Chairman of the Board of Executive Directors at the RTA, His Excellency Matar At-Tayar, was quoted as saying that the initiative has succeeded in showcasing the role of Dubai in its efforts to improve the environment and achieve sustainable development, while also encouraging people to use public transport. It was highlighted that the day also looks to promote the RTA's modern mass transit means, including the Dubai Metro and Tram, as well as buses and marine transit modes. RTA officials added that as part of the initiative to instill a public transport culture among residents, public entities, academic institutions and private organizations will celebrate the occasion by selecting a specific route encompassing all public transit modes. It was also mentioned that the share of public transport has soared from 6% in 2006 to as much as 14% in 2014, and the RTA is looking to increase this share to 20% by 2020. The event will also run multidiscipline outdoor sports competitions at MBRCHE Plaza, a fair of healthy diets, while also honouring of the most frequent users of public transport means. And finally, the 3rd edition of Vogue Fashion Dubai Experience, organised by global property developer Emaar Properties, in partnership with Vogue Italia and supported by the Dubai Design and Fashion Council, kicked off today for 2 days of fashion extravaganza. According to the organisers, this year's main highlights include catwalk fashion shows in Dubai Mall and the 1st edition of Who is On Next Dubai, which is a talent scouting initiative mainly focused on emerging designers from the Middle East, Asia and Africa. VFDE will also feature lectures hosted by the leading names in fashion from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. on Friday at a fashion venue in the Dubai Mall, with sessions led by Christian Louboutin, founder and CEO of Louboutin, Miroslava Duma, founder of Bureau 24/7, and Siliva Venturini Fendi, the creative director for accessories and men's lines and president of Alta Roma. The events are open for free to the public, who can also enjoy in-store activities organised by several fashion retailers in the Dubai Mall. The organisers also added that the experience this year will feature 8 international designers who will be showcasing their collections in the Catwalk Fashion Show, which will be attended by international celebrities.
In terms of the fashion industry, our focus is education. It's also focusing on highlighting the right kind of platforms. So we're looking at relaunching Dubai Fashion Week, probably end of next year. We're looking at very much fashion education. So we're working on a design school, which is a university level, but it will also involve fashion. But we're also working with the universities and sharing with them or will be sharing with them some information, a report that we're doing on the education and workforce planning. So what's missing in terms of design and fashion education? What do we need to provide? Because that's key, that's the foundation to everything.
I don't follow trends. I don't look at others. I don't care what others do. Yani as much I'm interested in some other designers, but it's not in the inspirational way. No, I'd like to stand out with my own cuts, my own style of fabric. As you said, I want people to see this woman and say it's Harim al-Kanhal without even looking at the label.
I'm a textile designer, so it's a textile-based collection. And so I think for me what stands out is actually like I actually do produce the fabric myself. I do a lot of weaving, I do print, I do embellishment, lots of different textile techniques. So I think that's probably what makes me stand out a little bit, is the fact that I actually make the fabric that I sell. So yeah, I think that's my little niche, so to speak. This participation is amazing. I mean, I think firstly just being with our peers from so many different parts of the world, like Middle East, China, South Korea, that in itself, just meeting those networks of people doing what you're doing, that's for me, it's like a really amazing experience. But definitely like the support from Vogue Italia has been just really phenomenal, and kind of, like big brands like Stella Jean and MSGM, they've all come out of these sort of things. So it's really exciting. It's amazing. It's really exciting. It's amazing to be in Dubai.